Before we begin, remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share this with anyone who you think needs to hear this message. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can click the join button, become a member, and get access for free to the exercise performance course where I teach you to squat, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, do pull-ups, and dips. Not only that, but you will also get the audiobook of the Book of Puck, narrated by me, and also the exclusive podcast for members, the Coffee Cast, where we do weekly Q&As. Now that we've had that out of the way, let's begin. Hello, Nuke. Troofcast, almost at the New Year's. We're past Christmas. How have you been? It's been a while.
It's good, man. We are so back.
Yeah.
Just making content. I got shows Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. every week. Sunday that we post zero with you guys. My last show got demonetized and they took away the audio, guys. So just I'm working on fixing it right now. It was good stuff. So check that out. It was basically about 5 people whose advice you should ignore when it comes to your dating life. Very interesting stuff. And then let me see. Yeah, and then I got Dragon Ship on Saturdays and all that stuff. And then I'll put my link tree in the chat. Coaching is open, guys. calendly.com/nuclearkaleo. So if you guys want some coaching or just perspective or just want to talk, just let me know.
There we go. You can find Nuke's channel here. So it's been a while since I did a Troofcast. Been busy, been doing all sorts of things. And this seemed like the most appropriate time to do a Troofcast again, because as people might know, I am also an online personal trainer. And even though the holidays are not for you to watch your diet, but to enjoy the festivities, there is a gap between Christmas and New Year's. Now, what I see a lot of is, you know what? I've stuffed my face during Christmas. New Year's is just around the corner. Why should I even watch my diet? Why should I even care about exercise? Why should I even care about gaining or losing weight? And what I would like to address here is that these days are the days that you can make the most out of enjoying the holidays. I've had clients in the past who were worried about Christmas, where it's like, oh, but I've made so much progress and I've lost so much weight, but the holidays are coming up and people expect me to like dine in with them. And they were so worried that all the progress they made would be for none because of all that. And what I always said was, look, it's just 1 or 2 days. Those 1 or 2 days where you actually enjoy yourself and when you can kind of forget about the things going on will not waste a year's worth or a bit less than a year's worth of progress. And if you keep it at Christmas or the day after Christmas and the day after Christmas, if you keep it at that, then the repercussions, well, by lack of better terms, but the effects of you enjoying yourself on Christmas are way, way less than what they could be if you just throw everything out of the window and be like, you know what? I've gorged myself during Christmas. New Year's is like how many days away? 1, 2, 3, like 5 to 6 days away. Why not just throw everything out of the window? Where it's like, no, if you are consistent, except for Christmas and New Year's, the days in between are where you can make the most out of it, where you do watch your diet, you do still exercise, and you still keep doing your cardio. And I mean, you and I have been known to lift every now and then. Not a whole lot, but, you know, every now and then we like to move heavy objects. How do you approach these days between Christmas and New Year's?
Um, I eat like crazy. Well, here's the thing. The biggest thing that's going to slow you down during these days, and this is my opinion, just an opinion, right? Is the alcohol.
Mm.
There's going to be a lot of alcohol on these days, and here's the problem with alcohol. Alcohol, it makes you sleepy and tired, so you're not, and also it ruins your sleep, so you're not going to be sleeping as well these days. Unless you take extra naps and stuff, and you may be busy or you may not. So alcohol slows down the absorption or messes with the absorption process of protein into your body. So, and also you're just gonna be tired because alcohol tires you out. It's not the healthiest substance, right? So, and also alcohol is like liquid calories, right? So
Mm.
you're not drinking straight whiskey or straight vodka unless I like to drink straight whiskey, but like the average person is drinking sugary Christmas drinks, and all that. So, when you're pounding drinks, like when you eat a cookie that's 150 calories or 100 calories, you feel it. Like you're like, oh, I ate a cookie. But when you pound a Christmas martini or something, you don't feel it. It's liquid. It goes right through you, but you're getting all of the calories of it. So um, alcohol is your biggest thing that's going to slow you down during the holidays. So I would say either spread your alcohol consumption across several days, like 2 drinks a day. If it calls for it, if like you're at a party or a place where everyone's drinking and you don't want to be the odd man out, or you do enjoy a drink or something, make sure that you don't, drink when you have to or when you're supposed to. Don't be pre-gaming all day just to go drink some more, like kind of drink intelligently. So yeah, I think alcohol is the biggest factor in people getting losing progress or stuff over these couple days.
Mm. No, you're right about that. Like liquid calories in general is one of the biggest silent killers, as I like to call them,
Especially for
where
women. Especially for women. Women love liquid calories. The Starbucks, the fruity drinks, the teas, the lattes, all that stuff. So if you have a girlfriend that likes this stuff, tell her to kind of slow down on that stuff, because that's what's making her fat. Because girls eat like little birds sometimes. They'll eat like a piece of steak or a little burger, or they've never finished their food, but they're chugging mimosas, like 5 of them, and then they drink Starbucks, and that's like 1,000 calories a day extra that they're chugging because all the liquid calories, they don't really feel it.
mm, beer is a big one with a lot of
Mm,
guys. Beer
yep.
is a big one with a lot of guys,
Yep.
where, like I said, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the festivities. Don't worry on Christmas. But like you mentioned, if you just keep drinking, keep binge drinking, sort of say, during those days in between, that's where you will see a significant increase in weight loss. In weight gain. There you will see a significant increase in weight gain. You wish alcohol would give weight loss.
I'll be drinking. Everyone will be drinking. Society would crash. Everyone would be
Oh yeah.
drunk. Everyone would be drunk and hot. We'd be having sex all the
Oh Jesus Christ. Let the orgy begin. By God, man.
time.
But
Yes.
the big one there is that a lot of people, they count their calories of like the food they consume, but they don't watch what they drink. Meanwhile, a beer is already 100 calories. So let's say you're um very focused on the foods you consume, but you never calculate in the drinks.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of people go wrong and fall off the bandwagon, where it's like, oh, but I only ate 2,500 calories. Yeah, but you drank 800.
Exactly. And you didn't feel 800. You didn't eat 800 grams. And you're like, man, I'm full. You were like, yep, I drank a unicorn frappuccino, and like maybe it filled you up for like an hour, but an hour later you're still, so.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. No, absolutely. Um, what would you say are good strategies for guys to cross that small period of time between Christmas and New Year's?
Um, okay, assuming that there's gonna be a lot of food in front of you, like maybe you go to hang out with family or friends, there's like potlucks, and like there's gonna be foods that are good for you, right? There's gonna be turkey. So if you're at a big gathering, family gathering or something, hey, there's turkey, there's probably rice, there's potatoes. None of those foods are bad for you, right? But there's going to be also like pie, flan, all these other sweets and all that stuff. The choice is still yours. Like you're not, no one's forcing you to put these foods that aren't good for you in your face, right? Obviously, maybe your grandmother's like, you have to try this or else you're not leaving or something. But for the most part, at these gatherings, they're not going to be serving McDonald's. You know, they're going to be serving like wholesome foods like turkey, ham. Well, maybe ham, not so much, but rice, potatoes, whatever your culture eats. So you still have choice. Know that you still have a choice. What's in front of you. You don't have to eat something that you're not supposed to, and all that. So, and when it comes to that stuff, realize too that if you eat too many carbs, your workout the next day is probably going to be really good because you have all that energy. So, it's kind of silver lining. Like you're eating a lot of carbs and a lot more calories, but now maybe you have more energy the next day or more energy stored for maybe a heavier lift. So maybe this week go pretty heavy in the gym, like,
Well, that's a big one too. Do not neglect the new habits you have created for yourself just because it's the holidays. Like Christmas, well, for the Dutch, it's 2 days. We have like first Christmas Day and second Christmas Day.
blackface Christmas or whatever you guys.
No. That's December 5th. That's
Damn.
that's Santa. Yeah. So it's like it starts out December 5th. Then 20 days later, there's 2 days of Christmas, and then 5 to 6 days later, it's New Year's. So yeah, December is pretty full. But don't neglect those habits you've created for yourself. Like Newt mentioned, like you're already full anyway. Like you're gonna be slow, probably. You're gonna be a bit numb everywhere.
Yeah.
But those are the days where you kind of really want to go to the gym, maybe even if you take it slow, but at least take it. Go on the machines, go heavier on the machines, go to failure on machines, things like that. But also use the day after Christmas to maybe initiate a fast where it's like, you know what? I stopped eating yesterday at like 8 p.m. or whatever. You know what? We'll start eating again at 6 p.m. today. And maybe you draw that out to the next day as well. And then you have 2 24-hour fasts, which compensates for the festivities you have actually enjoyed. Because that's the main message I want to give guys these days is, look, it's okay to really enjoy the holidays without needing to worry about anything happening, without needing to worry you will lose all your progress. Also a tip, do not, and I repeat, do not step on the scale the day after Christmas. Don't look in the mirror. Don't step on the scale. Just wear your goddamn hoodie and go for a walk.
Yeah, remember, weight isn't really, over a short-term period, weight doesn't really determine your health level. Over a year, yes, because like if you lose 30 pounds in 1 year, then okay. But over like a week, a weekend, weight doesn't really mean anything, that much. It could be water weight, it could be the scales off or something. Who knows?
No. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
Jack, I'll be right back. Just give me 1 sec.
No, that's okay. I would like to continue with Nuke's point, though, where weight indeed isn't a good measurement for progress. Now, people will be like, yeah, but I want to lose weight. Yes, but what a lot of guys want to lose is not per se weight. They want to lose weight in body fat. Now, that's where it comes. Muscle is heavier than fat, things like that. What you want to be looking for is not the scale. You want to be looking for body recomposition. You want to be looking at the mirror. Does your reflection in the mirror look better? Well, if that's a yes, who cares what the scale says at that point? Where it's like, but I look great in the mirror. What tends to happen is guys go on the scale and they're like, oh, but I gained weight. Yeah, but you look better in the mirror. Yeah, but I gained weight. Doesn't matter. Probably more muscle mass. You weigh a bit more, or you weigh a bit less, but you see on the scale that you stop losing weight. Doesn't matter. The best measurement, the best way to measure progress is the mirror. I've told this to clients, and if you're interested in personal training by me, there's a spot open for the personal accountability program. We have the last consultation of the year this Saturday. So if you want to start out the year proper by getting a personalized training program, diet plan, form checks for every session, a private Discord, and a monthly consultation, get on there now. Don't wait too long for New Year's resolution. Start before the new year. But that's what I tried to teach clients as well, that body recomposition. One client, Chris, he applied everything I said to a T, and now he just doesn't need my coaching anymore because he knows exactly what he needs to do. Where it's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm looking a bit more chubby. Where it's like, oh, wait a minute, how many calories have I been consuming? Well, I don't need to starve myself. You know what? Let's just reduce the daily intake by a bit. And then he looks back into the mirror, and then a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, he's like, yeah, you know what? I do look a bit more defined. There's more definition in the muscles instead of like going on a shake diet. I've seen that, like the slim fast things or whatever, or he starves himself. There's absolutely no need for that. But if you don't know where to begin, personal accountability program, go check that out. Back to body recomposition. When you've had Christmas and things like that, you're probably going to look bloated. Now, is one day, one day of looking at the mirror after the holidays, is that a legit moment of reference for progress? I don't think it is. What do you think, Nuke?
Can you ask the question again? My volume just.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Do you think that one moment in time after the holidays is a good reference point for progress?
No, I think you should wait a couple days because you're eating crazy. Like, assuming that you're like participating in holiday activities, you're probably drinking a little bit more than usual. Not a lot, but maybe like 10%, 20%. You're having you drink 4 drinks a week. Now you're having 10. Spread out through the week. So your body is like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So it's probably your sleep is probably crazy because you have guests over, and you're like your all your life routines are out of whack because of the holidays, which is good. It's a time for that's just the time of year where where it happens. So it's not a good place to like really assess your progress so much, right? That doesn't mean go ahead and like take a snapshot. I'm like, okay, cool. I understand it's the holiday, so these numbers might be a little off. But for the most part, it's not like the end all be all place where you want to look at yourself and be like, this is what it is. Like, no, just give it a couple of days. Wait till like maybe early January, mid-January to take a look at your body and be like, okay, this is where I'm at now. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly. 100% agree. Mm-hmm. And that's same with New Year's. Like New Year's, you're probably going to eat out, things like that. Enjoy the festivities again. But if you take this period of time, now between Christmas and New Year's, where you still apply the new habits you learned, where you go to the gym, where you go on your walks, not running, not a big fan of running, but you go on your walks and you watch your fluid calorie consumption, your liquid calorie consumption, you will be way better off than if you just threw everything out of the window right now because it's the holidays anyway. And Nuke brought up a very good point about like liquid calories. Like, does that mean I should avoid liquid calories during the holidays? Absolutely not. Like I mentioned before, enjoy yourself. Leave the stress at the door. And then when Christmas is over, you have all these days to go back to water, black coffee, tea, low calorie or 0 calorie soft drinks. A lot of people come at me for that, where it's like, do you recommend soft drinks? Where I'm like, yeah, I do actually. Coke Zero, Pepsi Max. I'm a bigger fan of Pepsi, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I might be like a sinner right now. Like, oh my God. It's like, no, I prefer Pepsi, in all honesty.
Yeah. I think another thing, like you mentioned, um, uh, is you have to know yourself. Like you said, like I like soda. Like that's okay, dude. Like for me, I like McNuggets. I like fries. I love that shit. That doesn't mean I have to cut it out of my life completely, right? Unless you're a food addict or you have severe obesity or you're obese, right? You can work around those things, you know. Like for Christmas, I like making drinks. I like to do mixology and I like to make drinks, right? So I know, okay, I'll make one a day. Each one of these drinks is like 150 calories probably because you know I make crazy stuff, and that's you work around it, right? You gotta also know yourself, know your what you like, and know the things that even if you have one of it, you it's like a gateway drug for you. There are people that food is their gateway drug into more food. So it's like they can't have one slice of pizza. They have to have a whole pizza, you know. So it's like if it's that for you, but like if it's that for you, then maybe you should think like, hey, maybe there's just some foods that I just completely should stay away from because even if I can't enjoy it, it becomes like I black out and I eat the whole pizza, you know.
I
And the
never
same thing,
understood the one slice thing. It's
yeah.
like, why? It's like one slice? No. Give me the goddamn thing.
Yeah, well, for me, like a lot of bread makes me lethargic and kind of like you know. So I don't like eating a lot of pizza, but that's me. I just say like there's people that can't have a glass of soda; they need the whole 2 liters. There's people that can't have one slice of pizza; they need the whole pizza. So yeah,
This guy.
yeah,
We just
but
two thumbs and can eat a family-sized pizza of Domino's. This guy.
mm,
But
yeah,
funnily enough, I did have a family-sized pizza on Boxing Day. So that's second Christmas Day in the Netherlands. But what did I do? Uh, the first Christmas Day, I didn't do a hell of a lot. Just had my normal meal. It's like, yeah. But I knew I was going to a friend's house on second Christmas Day.
yeah,
I didn't have that normal meal. I just didn't. It's like I knew we would probably eat out, order something, things like that. So I just implemented a fast. I just implemented a fast where it's like, okay, I know we're probably going to do takeout, order a whole fucking pizza. There goes the monetization. And I didn't have to compensate the next day. And all honesty, like normally the day after a pizza like that, it's like the first round of toiletries isn't that fun, but this time I had no issues at all. Like maybe a bit TMI there, but holiday poops.
hmm
We've all been there.
yeah. Marty says you're fast and easy. Is this
Yeah.
true?
Well, depends on the matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Depends on the matter of perspective. But what I did there was compensate my meals for that one giant meal so that when I had that pizza, there were no repercussions at all, like physically, or at least aesthetically wise. Strength wise, I did go to the gym the day after. It was like a nice carb load. Just go to failure on most things. And that was it. But were I to have eaten the whole day continuously, plus that family sized pizza, which that's going to get tough. Like I can finish that pizza, but after that, it's pretty much,
You're done.
yeah, it's done. It's done. But would I have eaten the whole day? I would have had those calories of the appetizers and the liquid calories of whatever drinks I might have had, sugary drinks, you name it, plus that pizza. That would have set me back way more than in comparison to what I actually did. Now, what do I mean with the setback way more? It would have taken more days of taking that into account to get back to normal. Now, I took the measurements beforehand, which guys can also do. Like the day before New Year's, you're going to go to family, you're going to go to grandma who's going to cook for a whole entire orphanage. Make it a fasting window. Stop. What I would do what I would do is I would stop eating at like 12 p.m. And then the next day I'd start again, like implement a 24-hour fast the day before New Year's. I'd even do it the day before Christmas. How would you approach that?
I'm not a big fan of fasting myself.
Mm.
I don't like it. My performance goes down a lot when I'm fasting. I'm very moody. Maybe it's because I haven't done it enough.
My
And
max is 5 days.
yeah, I think for me the reason I don't do fasting is I'm very calibrated into how my body feels when I eat a certain amount of food. Let me explain. Like the pizza thing. Let's say I know that if I have one slice of pizza, I'll be good. Like I'm able to. I'll feel kind of full, but I won't feel lethargic. I won't feel like stuffed. I'll be able to move, walk around. I'll be able to do what I got to do for the day. I'll have a good lift, whatever. But when I have two slices, I'm just like, it starts getting like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit down and digest this. Like,
Really? Only 2?
Yeah, because the bread, it's not like it's the bread that always like bread food, like pasta and stuff like that. It just turns me into like, even when I eat pasta, I sometimes have coffee with it because I get lethargic. So for me, fasting is like it's extreme. It's an extreme that I don't need because I know exactly how much food I need to eat in order to perform, in order to like maintain my weight. I have like a sixth sense, right? Because I did do the whole counting calories thing for 2 months, and man, my body got pretty fast. It's amazing how fast your body starts looking good when you count calories. And you start getting a little disciplined. So guys, don't underestimate the power of counting your calories, and because you'll realize like you really aren't eating as good as you think. I promise you, if you don't count calories.
No, you're 100% right. You're not consuming as much protein as you think. That's a big one too. Of all my clients, the ones who made the most progress were the ones who tracked their calories, at least in the beginning, so that they had an insight on what they were consuming, so that later on they didn't have to use the app anymore. Where it's like, oh, wait a minute. So if I just eat X, Y, and Z, I know I will get the sufficient amount of protein in, and the rest is kind of like, how hungry are you? You could do it like that. 9 times out of 10, when you eat a protein-heavy diet, and most 9 times out of 10 when you eat you eat a protein-heavy diet, the satiation in and of itself will prevent you from overeating. Speaking of that one client, Cobra Captain, there he is, not counting any calories this week. Ow, my heart as a coach. I'm just feeling the force, Luke. I'm bulking a bit, but I've been counting calories the last 51 weeks this year. Mate, if you've been counting 51 weeks, you get a pass this week,
Yeah,
man.
that's a long time.
That's the client I was talking about. Followed everything to a T, made great progress. And now he just knows. He just knows where it's like, okay, this is around that is around this. Okay, gaining a bit more weight, but I don't like my image in the mirror. You know what? We'll just take a small amount off, not starving ourselves. Week later, it's like, yeah, that's the look I want. It's like, it's not that hard. It is strenuous in the beginning. It's kind of annoying where it's like, oh, I have to put everything in this app. Oh, I have to scan everything, get a kitchen skill and blah, blah, blah. Give it a week and it's over.
Let me make it easy. Let me make it easy for you guys. Also for the counting calories things, you have MyFitnessPal, which is like I think you have to pay for it, or you don't, or you have to pay for a premium version. But it'll start storing the foods that you eat a lot, right? So instead of you having every time to say, oh, look up egg, it'll have like, oh, this is a food that you've eaten in the last 2 or 3 days. You just give a checkbox and you can count your calories in 30 seconds. And then at the end of the day, it'll give you like a profile of like, hey, did you hit your mark? What are you short on? And the interesting thing is, I think the first week of you counting calories, don't like change your diet habits. Just take a week of eating how you normally do, and you realize like, man, I am falling so short of the mark. And then after that, you start saying, okay, now I have to change and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
the diet part of fitness is the hardest part.
Yep.
It requires the most effort. People don't realize that. Like going to the gym, picking up heavy object and putting down heavy object, that's easy. You just walk to the gym and do that. But like sitting down and really looking at yourself, your habits, and all that stuff, it's tough. And then you realize too that like most of the time you're not getting the amount of protein you need. Like
Nope.
food nowadays, especially in America, is not protein centric. It's all, they say low carb, but it's just means high sugar. Or
Yeah.
sorry, not high sugar. It just
High
means
fat.
something else. Yeah, just high
Right.
fat. Like that's, you're getting plenty of fat probably, but you're not getting enough protein. So
And you don't
yeah.
even need as much protein as you think. This is also a big one. A lot of people don't need as much protein as they think. The minimum is 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight. Now, I know for you Americans, that's going to be annoying, but
Okay.
it's less than a pound. It's less than a gram per pound.
Yeah.
I calculated what I think it was.
Was it 0.8? 0.8?
I think it's even 0.7.
0.7 or 0.8, something like that. It's
Yeah,
better to overshoot than undershoot though.
Yes, it's better to overshoot than undershoot. At a certain point, you get reduced added value, but at least you get the value.
Yeah, it's better to, it's better to have more than.
Yeah, it's better to have more than less, but at least get that minimum in. Get that minimum in. And you'll be surprised how low that is for some people. You'll be surprised how low that is for some people. And they think, oh, I need the protein shakes. I need this. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just switch out what you're usually eating for a more protein-centered diet. Go for chicken thigh instead of chicken breast, because chicken breast is like garbage. Let's be honest here. It's
Thighs are more delicious.
Oh yeah.
I don't like breast.
Chicken thigh is way better.
Let me clarify before I get clipped. I like breast, just not chicken breast. There we go.
Sir, I am a breast man.
Yeah.
The people know this. The people know this. We are part of the big breast in France.
I will always say this: the conversation about breasts always lacks the nuance of it's all about shape.
Yes,
shape is more important than size. Size is important, but shape is more important than size.
Firm tits over big tits. And there's a difference between firm and big.
And just know that shape is what gets women paid, not size.
That's deep.
Yeah.
So I kind of said everything I wanted to say on this topic. Oh, you know what? I can make it even easier for you. The whole diet thing. Just eat the same thing every day. That's what I do. Sounds boring, but when you found something you really enjoy and you know it is like around the amount of calories you need,
you save money. Yeah, you save money.
Oh yeah, you save a shit ton of money. You save a shit ton of money.
Buy in bulk.
Yeah,
like don't be afraid to run up a $400 bill, but you won't go to the grocery store for the whole month. For the whole 2 months. You got a super chat. It looks like.
Nico, see for the $5.07. Hold on.
Where is that an inside joke? $5.07. That's very specific.
I don't know. Thank you very much, Nico. I really appreciate it. Hope you had a good Christmas, Jack, and gelukkig nieuwjaar, which means Happy New Year in Dutch. Thank you for that. Keep up the good content, and you are correct about tit shape, guys. Of course we are. We are connoisseurs.
Yeah. It's all about boob shape. Boob shape is very important. Like, what would you prefer? A massive saggy boob or like a smaller but like cleaned up, perky, nipples pointing upward or at least forward? Like the direction that a nipple faces says a preference about a man says a lot about a man, right? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Did you know there are guys who prefer ass over tits? It's like,
hold on. Do you know where I'm from?
I know where you're from.
Tits are important, right? But you just can't have a flat booty.
It can't be flat. I agree with you with that. It can't be flat, but it needs to be tight. It needs to be tight, but it doesn't have to be large.
You know what? I'm with you because here's the thing: when you go to the gym, when you see women, especially online and in real life, where they are overweight and they're trying to find different ways to look like they're like they use shapewear or angles and stuff like that, and then they complain about body standards. But I go to the gym and I see all the impossible body standards in the gym from these ladies that are going after it. They like lift and they look great, and I'm just like, uh, you know, it's not impossible. You're just lazy, like, um, you don't have to travel 3,000 miles to like my parents' country to go get a fake butt and a risky surgery.
Dude,
You can just go to the gym.
I was so flabbergasted when I found out what a Brazilian butt lift was. I was like, what? They have
It,
implants for
super,
ass?
yeah, it's super sketch.
It's like, why? An ass you can train.
Yeah.
Oh, Nico C for another $2. Thank you very much, sir. It's a lot easier for $2. Thank you very much. It's a lot easier to buy a nice upper deck, though. Yeah.
Asterisk. If you are a young guy and okay, I always say if women are gonna do the breast implant stuff, do it when you're young, right? Because um when you're an older woman and you try to get breast implants, you don't grow into them because you're already, the boobs are a little saggier and all that stuff. But when you're young and you grow older, your body fills out a little more and your boobs fill out with them and they look amazing. But if you get them when you're old, they tend to be more spherical, less natural looking and all that stuff. Personal experience. So encourage all young women to get breast implants.
I used to have a tweet that went viral once because Rich Cooper retweeted it. It's like, when I'm president, it's fake tits for all.
Yeah.
That got me into trouble, though, because that was the one that got me doxxed. The other way around. The other way around. Friends, associates of friends found me.
Oh, jeez.
And they were like, what is this misogynistic woman-hating crap? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I just, it's so strange, the whole fitness, body image stuff in how it like feminism and all that stuff. And it's just women trying to pull other women down.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Ugly is the enemy of beauty.
Yeah, it's just
ugly is the enemy of beauty.
Like not to like change the subject here too much, Jack, but I think it has to do with fitness a little bit, where the conservative calendar, right? Where girls are just shaming men and shaming the girls for being hot, for shaming the girls for being attractive, which and then shaming the guys for liking what we like. And then the girl posts a picture of herself. She's hideous, and I'm saying like, she's like, I go to the gym, and I'm like, the gym is not about saying you go to the gym. It's about results.
The gym is not about just going. You need to be doing.
Yeah, you need to be. There needs to be results. Like, you don't just like, it's not a part. You don't go to. It's not a participation trophy, right?
Yeah,
you don't go to the gym. Yeah. You need to actually do stuff. Like, you need to do the dieting thing. That's why we're talking about this. You need to go do things and have action. And that's, I feel a lot of people, especially women, suffer from this, where they go to the gym, they put on shapewear, they buy the cute clothes, they eat maybe a protein shake or buy a little thing from the store, and they say, oh, I'm fit, or I'm trying to get fit. I'm like, no, you're not trying. This shit is like deeper. You need to actually try, meaning you need to look at yourself, take a good snapshot of yourself. What the hell am I eating? Go on MyFitnessPal and log everything you've eaten for the last 3 days. And you're going to realize, like, wow, my pie chart is like almost all fat and or no protein. Or like, hey,
carbs.
Yeah, or I'm not eating. Carbs. Yeah, or I'm not eating enough of this, or I'm eating too much of that. And then you realize, like, man, I really need to start taking control, right? And it's like those girls in that bikini calendar would probably make better wives than the woman bitching about it, because those women actually take control of their health. And they're using their beauty for monetary gain. That's fine. Who cares? But like, when you date a woman that's fit, I don't know if you guys like dated a gym girl, right? Highly recommend. You see a lot of like, besides like the whole I'm hot and working out stuff, you see a lot of that bleeds over to other traits in their life, right? Because having to track your calories and like and all that stuff, it requires discipline. It requires like every day doing something that, yeah, kind of like grading yourself and like, hey, I missed the mark today. I got to do better the next day. And then you have also like they have a better sleep schedule. They wake up earlier, they go to sleep earlier, or whatever good habits they have. And you compare that to a woman that's online, or a person in general that's online, say, shaming me because I like that. It's just like, of course I like women that are fit, and I like being fit. You don't understand what it is to be fit. It's like it's like the best thing in life is to be fit. There's nothing better than being fit. Nothing compares.
That's 100% right. That's where it starts. It's like, no matter how depressed or beaten down you are, if you can get yourself up and move and even do the lightest of exercise, you're gonna get through it. Interesting though, for the guys in my chat and on the replay who are now lonely during the holidays, I get it. It's not fun. We've all been there. Some of us are still there. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you do something. If you are alone in your house all the time, try and get out. Even though the sole purpose is just to get out. Go for that small little walk. It doesn't have to be a long walk. If you're not used to it, I don't care if you do 5 minutes. It's still 5 minutes of you getting out and outside. Be outside and not be in your normal surroundings.
Get some sunlight, even there's not a lot this time of year.
But yeah, get some fresh air. There might not be some sunlight, but get some fresh air.
Spend an extra hour in the gym if you want. You have plenty of time. Maybe you have more time. Like if you want to just go to the sauna and chill, like do things constantly that are good for you, and you're gonna feel better.
But that's the thing. A lot of guys are at that point where they can't even do that.
Yeah.
Where they can't even do that. And what's the smallest thing you can do? Step outside. It doesn't matter.
Go for a walk.
Go for a small little walk. Don't immediately go into the gym, expect to go hard, blah, blah, blah. Again, if you need help, I'm sorry I'm filthy plugging this for now, but it's like, I know my shit. I am confident enough to know my shit and dare to plug this now. But when you go to that gym, even if you do just one exercise, even if you do just one set, you still did that one set of that one exercise. And it might not be much, but it is a small investment nonetheless in yourself, into improving yourself. And you might not feel it right now yet, but you will feel it later on. Where it's like, oh, wait a minute, you get that small dopamine release. It's like, oh, I did something.
Being very fuckable is antidepressive, guys. Just become more fuckable. Become a monster in the gym. Like the gym is the foundation of you being of your mental health complex. Things that protect you from from the world, your mind from what we're living in right now. The gym is like the base, right? Your physical body and you being able to move and all that stuff. So protect it. And in order to be more effective, control your diet. The food you eat also messes with your mind too.
Yeah, I would actually not per se disagree, for lack of a better term, but I would say diet is the base of everything. The whole
thing, like gym, diet,
yeah. But what I mean to say is the effects dietary choices can have on our mental state is severely overlooked. Our dietary choices can have like abysmal effects on our mental states. It's not to be ignored, in all honesty, because you can go to the gym, but if your diet is crap, you're still gonna feel like shit. You're still gonna feel like absolute shit. So put down the Pop-Tarts, things like that. I'm not going to tell you and say that you need to just do broccoli and Brussels sprouts and things like that. We've talked about that before, and that's why I shamelessly plug my own thing with the diet as well. I'm not going to put anybody on a dry diet. Absolutely not. No, the trick is to find things you enjoy and take the best options of what you actually enjoy so you can sustain it.
Yeah.
But that all starts with the guy himself.
Yeah. I mean, I could talk hours about like how to like protect your mind from the internet, from health, like all the things you need to do to kind of like maintain your sanity.
Mhm.
Um, especially if you're learning about red pill and intersexual dynamics. Because here's the thing: if you decide to use online internet to like consume this stuff, realize that there's a lot of shit that comes with it. You know,
Yeah.
it isn't pure, clean water that you're drinking. You're drinking muddy, murky water, and you don't know what's in that water. Sometimes you take a swig, right? So you have to constantly purifying the content that you that you drink, right? Because here's the thing: I may show up. Let's say you like my content, right? For some reason, you like my content, and I go and you're like, man, Nuke talks a lot of sense, right? And then then you see me on a show where they don't talk a lot of sense, and you're like, wait, Nuke's the guy that talks a lot of sense, but he's on the show, and I have to do that in order to pump up my brand a little bit so I can reach more people, right? Marketing 101.
Mm.
But you saw me argue with people, or you saw a side of me that you didn't like, and you're just like, fuck, man, like, oh. And so what happens is that like you're constantly getting bombarded or like getting shown options of what to consume, even from people that you like that may not even be good for you. So you have to have a lot of discipline in terms of like what you consume online when it comes to intersexual dynamics. Because remember, outrage is like the coin of the realm here,
Mhm.
in this space. Like whoever can piss the most people off is making the most money, right? So um, realize that, and it's the fitness industry is the same. The most bombastic, loud people that tell you to do the craziest things and are like, circus clowns basically are the ones that like are getting the most clout and most followers and all that stuff. And realize too that if you guys go on Instagram, you're gonna see that a lot of these people, and there's people that are getting exposed right now, is like they're changing their bodies on Photoshop to get smaller waists, especially the girls, bigger booties and smaller waists. Like there's a guy that's actually calling them out one by one, to all the fitness influencers, right? Realize like you don't need to be a muscle god or a super fit Stacy to get attractive women or attractive women. You as long as you clean up your diet, right, and all that stuff, you'll be surprised how much higher you can elevate and how faster, because you can lift all day, you can lift a whole year, but if your diet is trash, you're not going to make much progress. You're going to be constantly tired. Your muscles are going to be tired because you're not feeding them right,
You're
and
going to be
you're just
slow. You're going to be
yeah,
depressed. You're going to be just low on motivation. You're just going
yeah,
to, you have no, how do you phrase that? You have no motivation for life. It's just
yeah. You're just
all
done.
endless.
And the ultimate thing is, to finish my point real quick, is that what was I going to say? Uh, yeah, it's just you need to feed your body, and eating the right foods is what's gonna keep you going. You're putting your body under a lot of stress, right? Like you're lifting really heavy stuff that you're not supposed to be lifting very often, but you are, and you're building muscle. And in order that, you need to feed the muscle. So yeah.
No. Covert Captain for the 1999. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Covert Captain for the 1999. Get on Jack's course. It's worth it. I learned so much, and it will see me for the rest of my life. God damn it. Nice. Means a lot.
Mhm.
He just made it all click in my head. Cheers, Jack. Heartfelt. Thank you. Covert Captain, in all honesty, you are one of the best clients I've ever had. Took my advice, applied it, improved his life, and it's always a blast talking to you and seeing you how far you've got. It's warms the heart, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And if somebody's interested in that and I want to get help, personal accountability program right here. Yeah, don't have much more to say. We've got some time left to banter.
Yep.
Want to see my house again?
Yeah, he built a sex dungeon, guys. Dutch sex dungeon.
There's a mace.
Yeah. And I'll tell you guys now. the biggest thing ruining the dating market is not hypergamy, it's
No.
obesity. There's just too many fat people. That's the problem. Tell me I'm wrong. What? It's too many fat people. That's it.
No, I wouldn't even say that ruins the dating market these days. I think there's a lot more going on. I think there's a lot more going on than just that.
Well,
No.
I live in America, sir, and everyone here is just fat as hell. I like to mess with people.
Philly.
Yeah, I like to mess with people. Like, I like to mess with girls. And if they see me with my shirt off, I just say, man, I'm getting fat. And they're just like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting fat. And there's like, no, you're like, and they don't understand. Like most people, especially for you guys that lift, you think in your world, you think that everyone's fit because you go to the gym and you see fit people. You probably have fit friends and you have like fit activities you do. But when you like really think about it, everyone is fat. Outside of that, like everyone is just fat.
I've been there where it's like you're used to it. You see yourself in the mirror and you're like, yeah, this is what a normal human being looks like. Mm-hmm. But then you go back in the normie world and then all of a sudden you look around and you're like,
what? You're like, what the hell? Yeah.
I'm the fittest guy here.
And and also a lot of people don't understand how fat they are. They see themselves as normal, right? And you know that you realize this because when you do a cut, let's say you do a cut, you're just like, I'm not that fat. I just got to cut 20 pounds. And you start cutting, maybe you cut like 20 pounds. And you're just like, holy shit, I had 20 pounds of extra fat in my body. What the hell? And you're already fit to start with. So imagine a person that's like doesn't work out and just has a pudge. You're just like, this person has at least 60 pounds of fat. And what's the healthy amount of weight to lose a month? What, like 10 pounds a month is healthy? It's like the healthy
10 pounds
rate.
5 kilo. Yeah. That seems pretty legit. Depending on how heavy the person is, things like that.
Obviously, there's gonna be months where they lose more or less, but like I've heard that 10 pounds is like, so if you guys ever get into a relationship with a girl and you look up her height and what she should be, usually you're gonna find she's gonna be like 20 or 30 pounds overweight in America.
Billy Pratt used that in a tweet where it's like, hey guys, it's the day after Christmas. Time to get the kitchen scale out again and put it under the sink. What was it? He let her stand on the scale the day after Christmas to determine what she should cook the next day. Something like that.
Holy fuck. Did he just post that?
No, that's a year ago. If I can,
we should post something like that. We should post something like that. No,
Billy Pratt was always like a G.
Yeah.
Oh God. If I can still find it. I remember I screenshotted it back then because it was so dope. Or maybe a friend of mine has it. I do remember sending it to him because he's married, just for the hell of it. For shits
he is
and
married?
Yeah, a friend of mine is married. Great guy. Traddy.
Oh, I thought you meant Billy Pratt was married.
No, Billy, not that I know of. I
don't think he is, but what was I saying? Yeah, it's just everyone's fat, and women are much fatter than they think they are. Men are much fatter than they think they are, but I think women suffer from that more because they have the cognitive dissonance. But like, I look at women and they're just like, yeah, I've been gaining a little bit of weight. I'm just like, you're like 60 pounds overweight. You need it'll take you 6 months of dieting and exercise to get back to normal weight. So whenever you guys consider getting with a girlfriend that's chunky or maybe a little heavier, consider like in your mind 10 pounds. If she decides to flip a switch all of a sudden and loses weight, it's 10 pounds a month is the rate at which they'll lose weight.
No. Well, it's like I said, like in my humble opinion, there are bigger things at play these days than weight alone. Like it's like, but that's a story for that's a topic for a different day. What are your plans today?
Just gonna answer some emails from work. I'm gonna go to the gym. I got to stream at 7. I don't know the topic yet. Is there anyone in Jack's chat give me an idea? I'm probably gonna do like a retrospective 2023, looking back, lessons learned, best threads. all that stuff, um, and all that. But
Was it this year that you and I did our first show?
yeah, February 11th, I think, or
Really?
February 13th, or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah,
Nice. Huh.
or no, February something. It was in mid-February, somewhere around there.
Huh. Time goes fast.
Yeah,
Time goes fast. I
yeah.
sometimes forget how old I am. Although lately it's been kicking in, where it's like,
You feel it? You starting to feel it?
well, not like mentally. It's like mentally, it's like, oh shit! It's like you wake up, bathed in sweat, where it's like, it's like,
Mm.
holy shit, I'm 36. No, wait, I'm 33. Okay, I've got time. Oh shit, I'm 33.
Yeah, I'm 34. The big 35's coming up, and I'm like, oh shit.
And it's like, yeah, because like certain things, it's weird. Through the years, I've made certain choices because I wanted to make them. And now it's kind of like, yeah, now you have to live with it. Like the house hacking, not going for a career, things like that.
Yeah,
And you can't help yourself but to compare yourself to others.
yeah. The
It
human
doesn't.
condition. The human condition. Yeah.
I can be the fittest guy in my friend group. I'd still be like, yeah, but they have a career. They have this, they have that.
Same thing with me. I
You have a career. Shut up.
well, I mean, in terms of other things, like,
I
oh,
know.
I may get women, but maybe let's see, maybe they have a better social life than me. They have a lot more friends or something like that. Whatever, but like at the end of the day, there's people that would kill to have your life. So that's
The Bill Burr thing. I don't want it to be a cope, but it's like the Bill Burr thing where it's like, yeah,
no, trust me, dude, because that existential fear of getting with the wrong girl, oh, that is
I've
and
seen it.
like I'm at a point where like I do sometimes, it's first of all, it's the holidays, so no one's thinking straight in terms of like what they want in a relationship. It's the holidays, so like give it time. And number two, it's just like I've seen marriages and relationships, and very rarely do I see one where it's like both of them are truly happy. Like they're just like into each other, and Bill Burr says another thing where it's just like women need to learn how to be nicer to men in relationships. Not nicer to men they don't know. That's not, who cares about that. But like nicer to men that they're in relationships with, because they tend to forget how much we're taken for granted.
It's
And he has an interview where he says that.
it's kind of like that thing Ryan posted yesterday of the guy. I do feel for him, but it wasn't smart. The guy who put that video on TikTok about his ex hunting him down, kind of shit. It's like, dude,
Well, hold on,
I
what?
yeah, like there was this guy who put on TikTok a story about his financial status and how he wanted like nothing more but to give his daughter a Christmas at his house. But his wife was like, "No, I don't want you. I don't want her at your house because you're poor and blah blah blah." And he made a
Jeez.
TikTok about it, and I'm like, "I feel for you. I truly do." And he had friends of other states help him out financially, but I'm like, the more you put this online, the worse it will get.
Yeah.
And the more you put this online, the worse it will get.
Yeah.
And maybe like there's an issue with women not being nice enough to their men. Men have an issue of being too nice, of being a pushover, not
Taking
standing up,
themselves for granted. Yeah.
taking themselves for granted, setting themselves on fire to keep others warm. We're seeing it now. Ali is trolling nicely on Twitter. And you have guys like, well, men need to do this more and that more. It's like, set yourself on fire to keep others warm. It's like, it's hard. When you love somebody, it's hard to put yourself first, especially when that person like crosses the line and things like that. It's not easy, but the end result is even worse. That's where you get the real lonely Christmas and whatever.
Yeah. Imagine having a Christmas and having to take pictures and having to do all this activities and spend all this money with a wife that won't fuck you. Imagine how fucking painful that is for a guy, because
Right.
she won't fuck you, but she's making you put up the tree. She's making you put up the decorations around the house. She's making you buy gifts for the kids. Um, and she's making you spend time with their in-laws that you don't even like that much. She's making you do all these things. She's making you write Christmas cards and sign them. Like all these like things that I would only do as a man if a woman were like fucking the shit, like being a good wife, like going that extra mile. But there's men that aren't getting anything out of their marriage except do this for me, you know. And you know what? I'd rather be alone, living on a cot or sleeping on the floor in a raggedy apartment in the hood than have to deal with that.
Yeah, I've seen guys where the woman just gained 40 pounds, shit like that. And it's like,
The-
or berate their guy in front of people. I've
eh,
seen that. I've
yeah,
seen in social circles where the guy stood up for himself and she in the like in public, or no, how do I phrase that? Like e- everybody could hear her. She looks at him and she's like, if you're gonna act like that, you're not getting sex tonight. And she meant it. She
mm,
threatened him with sex. And he just sat there like, okay, dear. And it was one of the most depressing things I've ever saw. It's like, Jesus Christ. Damn.
mm.
Oof. Uh, you want to end on something nice? That's like, Jesus.
Just realize that the women that are like freaking out about this calendar and like all this stuff, realize that these conservative women of all backgrounds, ages, socioeconomic class that go on Twitter, that shit on the red pill, that shit on you, the free man that does whatever he wants with his life. They're not discussing, hey, what are some good recipes for my family so they can be healthy? They're not discussing, hey, how do we stay more fit for our husbands? They're not discussing, hey, how do we limit our social media time so we can focus more on our family and our husband? Um, they're not discussing, hey, what's the Bible verse of the day or something like. You know what they're discussing? They're discussing how to get their boot on your neck and shaming you. That's what they're discussing, right? They attack guys like us because we're the ones telling you, hey, live for your fucking self, dude. Lift some weights for you. Eat steak every day for you. Um, have sex with multiple women for you. And if you don't want to, at least do it for a little bit. That way you can learn about them so you can find one, and because you want to, you know, do all these things for you. And they hate that because that means, hey, I'm living for yourself. And if you guys pay attention close enough, every single faction of women, even if their ideologies are competing or opposite, are all saying the same thing. The liberals, the trad women, the 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 rad femmes, they're all saying the same thing. They all want their boot on your neck. They're competing for which boot wins. And right now the trads are like they shit on they shit on Pearl, or Pearl shits on this, and all the rad femmes and all that. They're all shitting on each other, but they shit on you the most, right? They're shit. You're like the prize here because they want your neck and their boot. But here's
Wait,
the funniest part. They suck at advertising marriage so bad that I promise you, zero men were convinced, hey, I should probably get married. It's a good idea. When that Abby Libby ugly chick put a picture of herself pregnant and said, um, you know, whatever she was saying to like the gotcha moment for that, no men looked at that and are just like, you know what? Yeah, I think marriage is a good idea. As a matter of fact, it probably turned away even more men from marriage, right? So dumbasses, all of them. They're all stupid. They do not know how to get us. They have no game to get us married. Nothing.
okay, this might sound a bit weird, but I don't think marriage should even be advertised. It's like, what? It's like, if people wanted to get married, they would get married. It's that simple. It's like, you can advertise all you want, but if you need advertisements for something like that, like I can get like for skills and things like that, you want to put yourself out there. But for a normal thing that people tend to do when they love each other, it's like, apparently there's something wrong somewhere that people don't love each other anymore. It's like, Maybe discuss those real topics, conservatives. The real topics. Like, what's going on? Oh, it's hookup culture. It's not hookup culture.
It's
not.
woman fucking. That's it.
It's like hookup culture wouldn't exist if the underlying issue. Well, I don't know about that, by the way. Before I say something stupid, because I don't want Rolo coming after me. Like, get on this mat, Mr. Napier. It's like, oh shit. Peregrine took. How do I want to phrase this? It's hypergamy unfeathered, blah, 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 blah. Let me come back to that point. Let me come back to that point at a certain time, because like I wanted to say like, then why don't they just stay with the top tier guys? Then you get, but the top tier guys don't want to stay with them, and blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like a circle, and nobody gets out of it any happier, except for the top tier guy who's like, fuck you. I was like, yeah.
You have no choice but to become Chad. You have none.
Even Chad can be lonely. It's like years. No, when was this? There was somewhere last year. Rob, I had a bit of a thing going on where it's like I was like spinning plates and everything. And I was like, I would just like it if a bitch asked me how I was. Like, how was your day? You know? Instead, they just show up and all they want is dick. And Rob looks at me, he goes, first chat problems. Poor you. It's like,
yeah, I have chat problems. Chat problems are interesting.
Ask about my collection, damn it.
my chat problems are that you'll be smashing a chick, and then you like just having a casual relationship with her, and you'll say, "Hey, this happened at work today. I had I got a promotion or I got this," and she's like, "Why are you telling me this?" That fucks with me so much.
Oh, this bitch. No. She
can't even pretend.
Oh.
But then over time it got better and all that stuff. But yeah, you start thinking like, man, women really like me because I don't have
emotions, because I shut up, because I push it all inside, because I don't fucking mention it. It's like, of course, I'm an anonymous object.
Oh, here's another chat problems. Chat problems. Chat problems. Yeah, chat problems. Let's see. Chat problems. You having to tell girls that, hey, go find a man that treats you better than me, like, and they're just like, but no, you treat me good. I was like, no, I don't. Me having sex with you and then like not doing anything else is not me treating you good. Like, guys are supposed to like plan dates and do stuff for you, and they're just like, I don't know, but it's like more fun. You're just like, God damn it. And that's why you find out like, hey, women want to be in the position they're in right now. Stop trying to save these hoes, because they're exactly where they want to be. This is what they wanted. Let them have it. Let them enjoy it. Not my problem.
I'm at the point now where it's like, I don't care anymore what women do. It's like, I really don't. Where it's like, I'm here for guys.
Chat problems.
No, but it's like, look, if I can help a guy out where it's like, look, mate, life sucks right now. It can and will get better. Even the smallest steps taken is a step in the right direction. It's like, I really don't care anymore about, oh, women are doing this. It's like, okay, cool, go. It's like, no, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to fix it. It's like, no.
Oh, and play devil's advocate with women. You'll get a lot more information on them.
No.
Yeah, like tell them to actually try to destroy their life. It's pretty, and
it's like The Menu by Aaron Clary.
Yeah, I grew up seeing casually, I've tried in the past to like, maybe lock her down a little bit. I mean, I haven't tried, but like I was like, wait, why does this girl want to get with me? She's giving me everything a girlfriend does. Why doesn't she like? Why does she want more? Why is she giving me the milk without making me buy the cow?
Mm.
And then I started realizing, like, well, she's never gonna get with me, so I gotta accept that she was a cool girl. But and then I just started saying,
you know why? Because a lot of girls don't know how to satisfy the farmer. They only know to
they're
give
too
milk.
scared. They're too scared of letting down the farmer. Yeah.
They're not even scared of letting him down. They just don't know how to keep his spirits up. And I'm not just talking about sex.
Well, Patrice O'Neill talked about that too. He had a show where he talked about
it's
that.
the fish.
No, he said so. The Kathleen, the dumb girl he had on, the dumb comedian he had on and to shit on, like back before Red Meat podcast were a thing. We had Patrice O'Neill and Howard Stern and stuff like that. So the girl's name is Kathleen, and she said, "Oh, girls always have a story. Newsflash, guys, girls always have a story how they they met a high value guy like a doctor or a rich guy or a millionaire or business owner or whatever, but things just didn't work out because they didn't click. Yeah, that's bullshit. Girls say that because they want to like act like getting those type of men are really easy for them to get, but in reality, no. They have like they meet a guy like that once in a while, like maybe once every couple of years. That actually gives them the time of day, and it's not a blue pill beta and actually like a normal dude, right? So what happens is, Kathleen was like, "Hey, I met a doctor, a surgeon, and this surgeon, me and him didn't click, so I just wasn't feeling it." And Patrice said, stopped her right there and said, "Okay, the reason you meet these men and you don't pursue it or you don't try is because you're afraid of what will happen if you fail. You're afraid of failure, right? Because you can't deal with the fact that you can't keep a guy happy. It's too scary. So you sabotage your relationships beforehand, and then you say, oh, it's just because we couldn't click or things just didn't work out because you're afraid of the amount of effort it takes to keep a man like that happy. Also, you're afraid of like what happens if you fail. And that's one of the reasons a lot of women mess up or sabotage their relationships, which Forward Playboy talks about
projecting on the guy, things like that.
It's like that's why I say, guys, again, please look at me in the eyes when I say this. Look at me in the eyes. It's not your fault. Women sabotage your own relationships all the time. They are terrified. They are terrified of being in relationships, not because you're abusive or not because you're controlling. It's because if they're afraid of failure, right? Just like a guy won't take a high position in a company because he's scared of the responsibility. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to take that. I like my pay and I like where I'm at now. It's a peaceful life, right? Because if they get with a guy, let's say with a guy like me with options, or like Jack, or like a doctor, an engineer, or whatever, someone that's has game and all that stuff, they have to deal with competition. They look at guys and just like, fuck, if I get with that guy, if I don't step up to the plate and start like, being better as a woman, this guy's going to leave me. And I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather be a hoe and sleep around with him because I'm not going to settle down with a guy who I have to be a better woman for. That's too much work. And I can't deal with the failure of if it doesn't work out. That's why you don't blame yourself, guys. It's not you. Keep just running through girls and just have fun, until you find the one, or whatever you want. So,
or don't.
Cheers.
And yeah, well, that's a good one. Or don't, and just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is pretty dope. Also, God of War Valhalla came out too, guys. So whatever you want to do.
Mario Bros. Wonder is still pretty dope. I'm still stuck in the final level. You can build medieval sceneries if you want to.
Medieval sex dungeons.
It's not a sex dungeon.
All right, sorry. Medieval brothels.
Better.
Medieval podcast studio. That's a podcast.
No, don't let the amount of women under your belt determine your value as a man.
Yeah.
I finally said it where it's like, I was like, are you happy or are you not? I know guys with a notch count of 2. Okay, he's married now, so I don't know if that counts. But he's pretty fucking happy. Okay, he got the wife and family, sure. But I know guys with not near as much numbers as Nuke or I, and they're pretty fucking happy. It's like, not telling you to go make Tao or whatever, but I'm just telling you that this shouldn't, or
make Tao.
Should. Sorry. This doesn't have to. Yeah, you're MGTOW. I heard you. Aren't we all in our own way?
Yeah, exactly.
We just don't put it online where it's like MGTOW Napier. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, I just fuck a lot, but I
It's like,
make out.
but don't let this determine your value as a man, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's not. Women don't determine your value. Realize like we gave them godlike power. Even the ugliest of ugly and undesirable women are getting um crazy, getting treated like kings of yes of old. You know, like have access to lots of simpy men that are willing to pay lots of time and attention just to be around them, right? And realize that getting rejected by a girl, that's all that happened to you. You got rejected. There are guys that are spending money just to get in front of women, and they're millionaires or athletes or just to sit in front of a girl. Meanwhile, I'm paying $30 for a bottle of wine to hear her talk, and in 2 hours she's back in my place. And all I have to do is 6 months to a year of game, work, gym, all this stuff, and learn the red pill stuff, right? Or you can, you can just watch podcasts about how women suck in the end of the West. It's up to you guys,
Like I said, medieval scenery. Medieval
Yep.
scenery. Or
Yep.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. It's like
Yeah.
head-to-head battles. It's a great YouTube channel.
Cyber Dragon. Cyber
Yeah.
Dragon deck.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Comment
Buster
below
deck.
what your favorite deck is.
Yeah, you know what? Comment down below what your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck is. I want to know. Nuke wants to know. And if you comment down below, we might use it in our next Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle on YouTube. We might actually do that. Like I said, I'm thinking about pivoting every now and then where it's like, oh, why shouldn't I? We want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, final message. Cyber Dragon deck is the best.
Is that so?
The best Lego set that I've ever had was the space shuttle, the Lego space shuttle. No, the Lego fighter jet. That was the best one I've ever had. That's the coolest set. It's literally the coolest Lego.
Why not both?
Because those were too hard to find. You couldn't go to the store and get those.
This is the re-release.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
You can get it now. Go get it now.
I don't have space to put Legos here anymore. My apartment's like full.
Plebeian.
Yeah.
Look how huge this thing is.
Yeah. I would have to have like a I do have a Lego Tyrannosaurus over there. What was I saying? Oh, at the end of the day, when it comes to this stuff, don't like tying it back to fitness and health. We say a lot. The red pill always begins with get in shape because it's the first time in a guy's life where he finally fucking does something for himself and only for himself, right? Because we're trained to be little servants to everyone in our lives, to serve, never think about what we want and what we want in our lives, right? And I'm telling you right now, guys, there's a chasm. There's a big thing you have to jump in your mind because guys see this whole like rotating women as some selfish act, like some bad, immoral, selfish act. But what happens is as you start sleeping with women, getting fit, learning the red pill stuff, and living life for yourself, you're gonna start feeling like you're a fucking gift to the world. It's a weird thing. Like sometimes before I started like learning about women, and I thought like you needed to date one woman at a time, and that's how it was. I started rotating and I realized like none of these women care. And number two, like these women enjoy my company so much and I don't have to do anything besides take them on a date or something. And it felt like, wait, I'm the prize. Like I'm the prize here because I'm the one that they want. And I'm the one like they're not making me do much. Like they're happy to be just around me. And that's a big mindset shift. And that's the same with the gym. You are the prize. So treat yourself like one. And part of treating yourself good is like taking the discipline to eat right and track your calories and honestly look at yourself in the mirror and be like, fuck yeah, I look good. So final message.
And it's a good one at that. Like I said, guys, the tracking calories might be a bit of a dull in the beginning, but it's to learn about what you actually consume so that you later on don't have to keep on tracking anymore. You don't have to ruin the holidays just because you're afraid you're not making progress. And live a little and do what you enjoy. And take care of yourself. It's mostly my message. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts of this show. If you want to start the new year out right, the personal accountability program, there's a spot left. We have our last consultation of the year this Saturday. So if you want to start out the new year right, get on there. Everything nuke at Nuclear Caudillo at Caudillo Nuclear. If you want to support the channel, thank you very much for the super chats, Nico C and Covert Captain. I really appreciate those. And if you want to support the channel, you can click the join button, get access to my version of the Book of Book audiobook for free, and the Coffee Cast. I'll see you guys during Red Evening. Nuke, when will the people see you again?
Tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time, we're gonna have a show. I haven't chosen a topic yet, but probably just gonna be discussing my greatest tweets and stuff like that this year.
Yeah, I'll tag you in the title of this show so people can go to your channel right away.
Sweet, thank
guys,
you.
Thank you very much for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.